Welcome back to English Listening Lab, where we talk about all the real stuff people usually keep inside.
All the messy mornings, late night thoughts, and everything in between.
I'm Joe. I just realized I've eaten instant noodles 3 nights this week.
And I'm Jane. Still can't decide whether 8 a.m. is too early or too late for breakfast.
Honestly, 8 a.m. feels like the morning's already over.
Or it feels like you're waking up before the sun has emotionally recovered.
Either way, today we're diving into that weird little thing called daily life. You know, the part between scrolling and sleeping.
Where your phone alarm ruins your dream, and then 5 minutes later, you're dreaming again on the toilet.
Relatable. So in this episode, we're going to chat about mornings, laziness, work pressure, cooking for one, and all those daily things we deal with but don't always talk about.
Think of it like therapy, but with less crying and more laughing.
Hopefully. Though if you need to cry while listening, do it.
Absolutely. This is a safe space for emotional breakdowns and microwave meals.
So let's start where most days begin, mornings.
Or, as I call them, punishment for sleeping late.
Every morning, I tell myself I'll wake up at 6 and meditate.
Every morning, you wake up at 7:45 and scroll Instagram.
I meditate with memes. It's very modern.
Inner peace, one cat video at a time.
But for real, it's wild how mornings set the tone for the whole day, and yet I sabotage mine daily.
Same. I'll spend 20 minutes choosing between oatmeal and not eating at all.
What wins?
Coffee. Just coffee.
I used to think successful people woke up at 5 a.m. and ran 10 kilometers.
Now I think successful people just wake up and don't hate themselves.
That should be the new gold standard.
Some mornings, brushing my teeth feels like climbing Mount Everest.
And I'm the Sherpa carrying guilt on my back.
We should give ourselves medals just for getting out of bed.
Honestly, making your bed should count as a workout.
Especially when you're wrestling with a fitted sheet.
Don't even talk to me about fitted sheets. They're like origami, but with attitude.
Exactly. One wrong fold and suddenly it's a sock.
So if you're listening to this and you haven't done your dishes or brushed your hair, you're not alone.
You're in the club. The Real Life Club. No dress code. Pajamas welcome.
You know what's funny? I used to think adult life would feel more structured.
Yeah, like we'd magically figure things out after graduation.
Instead, it's just Googling, how long can chicken sit in the fridge, and hoping for the best.
And realizing it's been 5 days, so maybe just order something.
Honestly, cooking is a whole roller coaster.
I love the idea of it. The music, the chopping, the confidence.
But somewhere between wash the rice and where did I put the garlic, I give up.
And end up eating toast over the sink. You ever do that thing where you plan a week of healthy meals and then forget all about it by Wednesday?
Of course. I call it the Great Ambition Collapse.
It's like meal prepping for a person who never actually shows up.
And then social media doesn't help.
Ugh, the pressure.
You open Instagram and suddenly everyone's cooking with quinoa and smiling next to plants.
Meanwhile, you're debating if 2-day-old pizza is still morally acceptable.
Or justifying cereal for dinner. It has grains, right?
Balanced diet. Something from the fridge, something from the freezer, and something that makes you feel bad.
It's wild how scrolling through other people's perfect lives somehow makes you feel like you're failing at yours.
Even when you're doing okay.
Especially then. You're like, I'm fine, but why do I suddenly hate my apartment and my face?
It's comparison burnout.
Yeah, and it's sneaky. It creeps in while you're just looking for cute cat reels.
And then you're in a deep existential crisis because some stranger owns matching linen sheets.
Linen sheets are not a personality, Karen.
But here's the thing. Everyone's struggling.
Yep, they just post the 10% that looks shiny.
Meanwhile, the other 90% is them crying over tax forms in their pajamas.
So true.
Some of my biggest aha moments come during the most boring stuff.
Like what?
Like washing dishes. Something about soapy water makes my brain solve emotional puzzles. Oh my god, same. Or when I'm in the shower. Suddenly, I remember what I was trying to forget.
Like that one thing I said in 2014?
Yes, and now I have to live with it forever.
Isn't it weird how doing nothing helps you process everything?
Yeah, the quiet moments are underrated.
Maybe we should schedule more of them.
Put stare at the ceiling and question life on the calendar.
Speaking of schedules, let's talk about work, or as I call it, the eternal to-do list that never gets shorter.
Preach. Work pressure these days feels like a video game where the difficulty just keeps increasing, but you don't get any better weapons.
Right? Just more emails and less energy.
And if you answer one email, 3 more grow in its place. It's like the Hydra.
I used to think being busy meant I was doing well.
Yeah, like stress was some kind of achievement badge.
Now I know burnout isn't a trophy. It's a warning sign.
I ignored that sign for years.
Me too. I'd push through headaches, exhaustion, everything, because rest felt like laziness.
But resting is working for your brain, your emotions, your body.
It took me a while to learn that if I don't take breaks, my body forces them.
Oh yeah, getting sick on your day off? That's your body saying, too late, buddy.
Or zoning out mid-meeting, realizing you haven't heard a word since Tuesday.
Been there, mentally on vacation, physically still in the Zoom box. Let's talk about sleep, or the lack of it.
Yes, sleep. The magical activity we all crave and sabotage at the same time.
I'll be exhausted all day, but somehow wide awake at 1:43 a.m. watching penguin documentaries.
Or suddenly deciding it's the perfect time to clean out your inbox.
Do I need these emails from 2018?
No, but now it's 3 a.m. and you're emotionally invested.
You know what gets me? The guilt of not being productive enough during rest.
Oof, that hits hard. Like, I'm finally taking a break, but I feel bad about it.
Yeah, I'll be lying down and suddenly think, should I be reading a self-help book instead?
Or learning French, or starting a side hustle, or journaling.
But sometimes doing nothing is the thing.
Yes, we don't always need to optimize every second.
We're not machines.
Though some apps definitely treat us like we are.
You only walked 2,000 steps today. Okay, Fitbit, chill. I'm just trying to survive.
My smartwatch once told me, it's time to stand. I was like, it's time for you to mind your business.
Balance is hard though, especially when you feel like you're always behind.
Behind on work, behind on goals, behind on life.
But maybe we're not behind. Maybe we're just tired.
And maybe it's okay to pause.
To just breathe without guilt.
Honestly, peace should be the new productivity.
Let's talk about burnout for real, because I didn't even know I was burned out until I couldn't enjoy anything. Same. I thought burnout was just being tired, but it's deeper. It's emotional exhaustion.
Like your body's functioning, but your soul has logged out.
Yeah, you wake up and think, why am I already tired of a day that hasn't even started?
And the worst part? You start blaming yourself.
Yup, why can't I handle this? Other people seem fine.
But the truth is, most people aren't fine. They're just good at pretending.
Or hiding it in perfectly filtered Instagram stories.
I didn't start healing until I allowed myself to do less.
That's powerful.
I stopped chasing the perfect morning routine. I stopped overloading my schedule.
What did you do instead?
I took walks. No podcasts, no goals, just walks.
Wow, radical.
Right? Just me and some trees. And silence.
You know what helped me? Doing little things slowly.
Like what?
Making tea and actually watching the water boil. Folding clothes with music. Watering my plants one by one.
That sounds so peaceful.
It is. You start realizing healing isn't a huge breakthrough. It's small moments of kindness to yourself.
That's beautiful.
I had to stop asking, did I get enough done today?
And start asking,
Did I feel calm today? Did I smile even once?
that's the shift.
Because maybe a good day isn't packed with wins. Maybe it's just not feeling broken.
So if you're listening right now and you feel like you're barely holding it together, we see you.
We've been there.
And honestly, you don't have to fix everything at once.
Just drink some water, talk to someone, take a walk without a destination.
You don't need to level up every day.
Some days, surviving is the achievement.
And if nobody told you this today, you're doing enough.
You are enough.
All right, let's wrap this one up before we turn into a puddle of emotions.
Or before someone starts crying in public listening to this.
So, what did we actually learn today?
That life is weird, mornings are hard, and instant noodles are always there for you.
That's pretty accurate.
Also, you don't need to win at life every single day.
You just need to show up, even if it's in pajamas and with messy hair.
Especially then. That's peak human.
We all have lazy mornings, burnt toast, mental spirals at 2 a.m., and to-do lists that become maybe tomorrow lists.
And that's okay. That's life. Not broken, just real.
It's messy, unpredictable, exhausting, and honestly, kind of beautiful.
Especially when you stop pretending and just start being.
So let this be your permission slip to breathe, rest, and not compare your day to someone else's highlight reel.
You're not behind. You're just living.
And sometimes that means standing still.
As we like to say around here,
Don't judge your day by your productivity. Judge it by your peace.
ha, that one always hits. All right, that's it for today's episode.
If this made you laugh, sigh, or stare dramatically out the window, go ahead and subscribe.
Next time, we'll be talking about loneliness in a connected world.
Sounds heavy? Don't worry, we'll bring snacks.
See you next time on
Both the English Listening Lab podcast.